Hello and welcome to NEWSFEED on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala, bringing you trending stories that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today. CBN revokes licenses of over 4,000 Bureaux De Change operators. Shell to tackle Nigeria's power problems with off-grid renewable energy. Government begins prosecution of INEC officials and others for electoral fraud. Haiti declares state of emergency after 4,000 inmates escaped jail amid rising violence. Now, on top of what's trending, the operating licenses of 4,173 Bureaux De Change BDC operators have been revoked by the Central Bank of Nigeria, alleged non-compliance with regulations. Hakama Sidi Ali, the acting director of corporate communications at the CBN, noted that the Apex Bank invoked its powers under the Bank and Other Financial Institutions Act and the revised operational guidelines for Bureau De Change 2015. The BDCs are accused of non-payment of necessary fees, including license renewal fees, within the stipulated period as outlined in the guidelines. Additionally, they failed to provide the required returns in accordance with the guidelines and did not adhere to the CBN's guidelines, directives, and circulars, specifically those related to Anti-Money Laundering (AML), countering the Financing of Terrorism (CFT), and Counter-Proliferation Financing (CPF) regulations. To ensure better compliance and regulation of the Bureau De Change sector in Nigeria, the CBN is currently revising the regulatory and supervisory guidelines for these operations. Once the revised guidelines are implemented, all stakeholders in the sector will be obligated to comply with the new requirements. Now, someone wrote, "This administration is just killing people's businesses in the name of they are working." You will see some people praising them for bringing over 4,000 businesses down. Another said, "When Tinubu is done with BDC people, he should please help us deal with online betting platforms." Another person wrote, "This news is for the less privileged. Companies that have registered in the business for years without getting real cash flow from CBN. That is the 4,000 companies that just lost their licenses. We are all Nigerians. We are not stupid. The main people that do the business are still in the business, still in the game, still receiving the heavy loads of cash every day." Now, next on what's trending, Shell Nigeria PLC says it will assist the Nigerian government in providing electricity for millions of people using renewables. Renewable energy sources include solar, wind, water, and other sources that are naturally replenished. Renewable energy is different from non-renewable energy sources like coal, oil, and natural gas, which are finite and causes pollution. Shell said it will deploy renewables as off-grid energy source to Nigerians, especially in areas not connected to the national grid. The managing director, Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited and country share companies in Nigeria, Osage Okumbo, made this disclosure while speaking at the ministerial panel session on navigating the new energy world order, security, transition, and finance at the 7th Nigerian International Energy Summit in Abuja. Now, someone said, "What's really going on? How do we care much and put interest in power when our brothers and sisters are dying of hunger? Of what use is power when we can't feed well?" Another person said, "Just come and put your plants in Lagos and other interested states. We will pay." Another person opined, "I thought they are packing out. For how many decades now? They have been milking our resources without contributing to anything." Now, the federal government, through the Nigerian Bar Association, has commenced the prosecution of some staff members of the Independent National Electoral Commission and political party members indicted for various electoral offenses during the 2023 general elections. Electoral offenses remain a major threat to credible, free and fair elections in Nigeria, as they often heighten political tension and trigger violence. Following the February 25, 2023 presidential and National Assembly elections, the immediate past Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, said over 700 offenders were arrested by men of the Nigerian police force for violating electoral laws. Now, someone said, "From head to bottom, please." Another person said, "Same government that used them to commit the fraud. I beg, it's too early." Another person said, "What moral justification does the government have? But we know better. They should start with all APC-selected government, then proceed to the president." The Director General of National Youth Service Corps NYSC, Brigadier General Yushew Ahmed, has urged corps members to be prepared to serve in any part of the country they were deployed for their one-year mandatory service. He cautioned them against seeking for redeployment, but to rather settle down and contribute their quota to the growth and development of their state of deployment. Addressing Batch A, Stream 1 corps members during their cultural carnival in Anambra State orientation camp, the DG, who was in the camp on the sport assessment visit, also urged corps members to take their security seriously. Now, someone said, "You people should better scrap this thing called NYSC, because I'm yet to see the need. The risk that comes with it is much more than the benefits." Another person said, "To serve Nigeria is not by force. You force people to serve in dangerous cities and still tell us we are on our own when kidnapped. It was boldly written in the NYSC book we were given in camp that the federal government will not be responsible for any corps member." Another person opined, "Hope you will cover the flight costs because nobody will want to risk traveling by road as a result of insecurity." Now let's take a short break, and when we come back, you'll see why you should be extra careful when looking for means to relocate out of the country. Stay tuned. Welcome back, it's Newsfeed. And now on a sad note, after a long battle with blood clotting on his leg, veteran actor John Okafor, aka Mr. Ibu, has died. The actor passed away in a hospital in Lagos State on Saturday, March 2nd. According to family sources, the actor had been on life support after he underwent a second surgery for his ailment recently. The family source said that his blood pressure was over 200 after he had the surgery and that efforts were being made to stabilize it before he sadly passed away. The actor battled with constant clotting of blood on his leg and other health challenges for years. In October 2023, he came out publicly to seek financial assistance to treat his ailment. There were plans to fly him abroad for further medical care, but that plan was aborted by his doctors who believed he wasn't fit to fly. During the course of his treatment, his leg was amputated in November 2023. The actor is survived by his wife and children. He was 62 years old. The veteran actor was very famous for his sterling interpretation of humorous roles in movies. Now, a netizen said, "This man fought so hard for his life. Thank you for making our childhood fun. Rest in peace, legend." Another person alleged, "This man really went through a lot and his family made his last days unbearable. Guys, we lost a legend." Another person said, "It's so sad. I pity the wife and you all who bullied the wife. You all can rest now, right? Now the wife is going to train and bring up these kids alone. She is now a widow." A Nigerian based in Canada, Kayode Stephen, has been accused of defrauding several people of millions of naira under the pretext of getting them certificates of sponsorship for care jobs in the United Kingdom. A home learning website describes a care worker as a trained professional who supports other people in all aspects of their daily life, including preparing and eating meals, socializing, physical activities, medical support, and toileting support. It explained that some care workers work in care homes and others are employed on contract basis in patients' homes, while other caregivers travel to different people's homes in the community. Newsmen learned that of the constant wave of young Nigerians surging out of Nigeria in search of greener pastures abroad, especially in recent times, a significant portion of them are actually in search of care jobs in the UK. Now, someone said, "Why would you just restrict yourselves to care jobs? Will you spend that care money in Nigeria? Aren't there other sectors? There's tech, there's finance, there's healthcare like nurses and doctors, there's education and root PhD, there's teaching and many more. Why care?" Another said, "Now they'll say their passports are useless because of Nigerian government." Another person opined, "People should please be careful of giving people money for COS. They are really defrauding people." Now, the Delta State Governor's aide, Osai Ovie's success, has said that as a man, if you're above 30 and money is still not coming, go and marry. Your wife will be your key to breakthrough. Now, someone said, "Take this advice serious, though, if you are a man. I got married at the age of 28, and trust me, many breakthrough came along with it." Another said, "As a man, take this advice at your own risks." Another person said, "This advice isn't in Tinubu's economy. You people will suffer." Now let's take a short break, and when we return, you see why Haiti is trending. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're still watching Newsfeed on Trust TV. Now, the Agricultural and Rural Development Secretary of the Federal Capital Territory Administration confirmed the looting of its warehouse in Day on Sunday by residents in the FCT over the economic hardship in the country. Confirming the incident to newsmen, the spokesperson for the ARD Secretariat, Zakari Aliyu, said the secretary had earlier visited the warehouse where the residents had looted everything in the store and vandalized the place, removing the roofs and windows. He added that the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, and the FCT Mandate Secretary, Agric Secretariat, Lawan Gaidam, will again visit the facility on Monday, where more detailed information will be given regarding the incident. Now, someone said, "Is it hunger that made them remove the roof and window, or they stole it? I don't understand again." Another person said, "People are hungry. Hardship is too much." Another person wrote, "Nigerian politicians are playing with fire that could engulf them and their families if the present hunger situations in the country is not addressed as a matter of urgency." And now on the foreign scene, the Haitian government has declared a state of emergency after thousands of inmates escaped from its largest prison following an explosion of gang-led violence over the weekend. The government cited the deterioration of security, notable in the capital, and increasingly violent criminal acts perpetrated by armed gangs, including kidnappings and killings of citizens, violence against women and children, and looting, according to a statement from Finance Minister Patrick Bolvet, who is serving as acting Prime Minister. It also cited the attacks by armed groups on Saturday against the country's two largest prisons, which led to the escape of dangerous prisoners and caused deaths and injuries among police and prison staff. A United Nations source said on Sunday that around 3,500 prisoners are believed to have escaped the capital during the weekend. There has been 3,687 prisoners at prison, according to the source. The UN mission in Haiti tracks incarcerated populations and humanitarian conditions in prisons in the country. Now, someone said, "God abeg, just blow trumpets, cause what's all this?" Another said, 3,500 prisoners escaped. This is prison break. No one is safe there. Another wrote, "God abeg, hope my ex Victor is not there." Now onto a funny video of a little boy that isn't bothered about his mom leaving town. Take a look.
Z, huh? Where am I going?
LA.
What is
Today?
it? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay.
And that's all we have for you today on Newsfeed. Follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Until next time, goodbye.